Hello everybody and welcome back to a new Nerdy Tech app review. Today I want to show you the app iPhone Care Pro by company Tenorshare. Just to give you a quick overview, we do have exactly 4 apps right now, as far as I know, that they develop, which is the iPhone Care Pro to tune up your iOS device. We have iBoot, I think that's how you should pronounce it, to boot up iOS. I don't really know what that does, but I think it will just maybe help you to get into the DFU mode or something like that. And we have, as always, 2 applications for Windows Boot Genius to boot up your Windows laptop and to take care and tune up your Windows laptop. Interesting enough, they don't have an OS X or Mac tune-up program, as far as I know, which, well, is, I think, okay, because we all know how most of those programs work. But what we want to do today is we want to have a look at the iPhone Care Pro application, and here you can see we're on the Windows page, so you can download a free trial or just buy it for only $29.95 right now. So yes, it's well, I wouldn't say expensive. We don't really know yet what it can do and can't do, so we'll have a look at that later. And here, because first of all, you're like, well, Windows, I mean, it's called iPhone Care Pro, so what if I have a Mac? Here you can just click on for Mac, and you'll see what you can do here. Unfortunately, there's a free trial again, version 2.2, but if you buy it, it costs $10 more. Don't ask me why. Tenorshare actually provided me a key to test the software, so I think we should clear that up in before the rest of the review. You can get some screenshots, but we will see them in a minute anyway. Tech specs are kind of self-explaining, I think, and here we can see what we can do with the app, but I will get through all of this as well myself in a minute. So we just go back to my desktop, and here we see the open program. I can't make the window any bigger, unfortunately. So can I? No, I really can't. So please connect your iPhone, iPad, or iPod to computer using USB cable. Okay, let's do this. Quite simple setup here. Hang on. That's it. So yes, you don't see my iPhone right now, but I think because the software only works on a desktop environment, we don't really need my iOS screen right next to it. I could just show you, but it doesn't seem to be worth it. So that's my iPhone. Format Mac, and we immediately see system takes up around 4 GB, which is okay. As far as I remember, it used to be much more under iOS 8, so I'm currently using iOS 9.3.1, because as far as I know, there is no public beta for iOS 9.3.2, unfortunately, but it's only some minor bug fixes and that sort of thing anyway, so no biggie. But yes, you all know what I'm talking about. We really used to have a lot less Apple provided apps that you can't delete anymore, like podcasts and that sort of thing, wallet, Apple Watch, although I don't even have one. It's mandatory. I'm like, why would you do that? Then I have around 56 GB of content, which is okay. I'll get into some details in a minute, whether we can show you more detailed what those 56 gigabytes are. I mean, you can look that up on your iPhone yourself easily, but maybe the app knows that as well. And we have another 58.5 gigabyte free, which is nice. So obviously I chose the 128 gigabyte version. Last backup was on the 18th of March, so you have to you get information about that, which is interesting because I'm currently using backup over Wi-Fi, and usually that's supposed to happen whenever I just plug it into my to charge it up overnight. So I don't know why it wouldn't have done that within the last nearly 5 weeks, but Let's see. Last clean was at the 18th of March as well. Interesting. So I just installed the program a couple of minutes ago. Maybe that's why, we can just top that up. So what is that? Settings. That's interesting because it shows up over here. That's cool. Here we have refresh, obviously. That's easy. Free flies manage. Free flies? I think that's meant to be files manager. Whatever. Manage contacts, bookmark, calendar, notes, videos, music, photos, and apps. So first of all, I went through the application myself before I started the video, and what I immediately realized, and it's a discussion I have a lot of times with people around me, that still sort of rage about using an Android phone and then raging about iOS. It's all tucked to iTunes, and you still have iTunes got so big, so messy with the implementation of Apple Music and that sort of thing. And I'm like, hold on, guys, like iTunes isn't mandatory anymore for like 2 or 3 years now. Seriously, you can, if you want, which is obviously a big issue for a lot of people, and I get that. You can use the iCloud. If you don't do that, yes, you're kind of stuck with iTunes. I know that. To pretty much do everything that program right here does for you. And that's why we want to have a look at it. Because obviously, manage your files, backup and restore, iOS stack, all that sort of thing can be done within the iCloud. But if you are absolutely no fan of cloud storage in general, like Google Drive, iCloud, Dropbox, I don't know, then you have to do it the wired way, which on an iOS device only works through iTunes. So yes, I do get that, but for me it's just not that easy to criticize that point, because it's not the only thing you can do. There is an alternative given to you by Apple. If you don't want to use it, well, that's your fault, because yes, iTunes got messy within the last couple of years, or actually month, with the last update, I'd say, to OS X El Capitan that we're using right here as well. But iCloud pretty much does all the work for you itself. So let's just see. Start now. We have contacts, note, calendar. Okay, everything we need. Choose one type of files in the following to start. Well, we could do that. We just click on contact. Let's see what happens. Oh, obviously, well, hang on. That maybe wasn't the best idea. If you turned on contacts, there it is. In iCloud, Tenorshare iPhone Care Pro couldn't acquire the contacts information. Please turn off contacts in iCloud first. So, little issue right here. We get an explanation how to do that, how to turn off contacts in iCloud. And I'm pretty sure that's how it works for the other parts of the file manager as well. Because using iCloud also seems to be giving off some restrictions to other applications that want to use those details on your phone, which for me personally is fine. I'm not 100% sure why I would give those information, especially something as important as my contacts, to this software, because I'm currently connected to the internet and I'm using a program I haven't used before. I don't know the developer personally. Well, I don't know Apple, obviously, but what you do, you have to find it or to make a decision. So that's interesting. But I think we all know how that works, and I'm pretty sure that contacts might be one of the few things that people care most about. So I think you either use iCloud or you don't back up your contacts anywhere at all, because you're like, well, that's the most important sort of privacy protected information I have. I don't want to give them away. So yeah, let's just not focus about that. We can add, delete, okay, we can just go back. Note, let's see if it keeps working like this. No, okay, that's interesting. Export to, so it doesn't complain about being chucked to iCloud as well. Note, calendar, what's with my calendar? Nothing, okay. Add, okay, we can just add here. Oh, okay, so you can, well, that's, all right, so we can obviously use this application to add new calendars or Yeah, everything we can do on the iPhone itself as well. But to be honest, I did a little tutorial that you can find up top um, on the info card, but it is kind of tricky. I get that. So if you want to have all-in-one access and management, then maybe this program is interesting for you. Apps, music, rah, rah, rah. We want to have, I think, a look at the more interesting features. Well, at least for me, they are more interesting. Let's have a look at speed up and iClean. What? Speed up? Speed up and clean. Okay, sorry. So free iPhone Care, upgrade iPhone Care Pro. Well, we do have iPhone Care Pro, as far as I know. So we can just click buy now, and then we get back to the page. And unlimited license. Whoa. Okay, well, that's interesting. Special promotion, 50% off. Holy moly. That's $350 for an unlimited license, and what, $40 for a personal license? Oh, okay, so that's okay, so that's like for unlimited computers, rara, free lifetime update, and whatever. I mean, still, it's like that's $40, so that's 9 computers. It is quite a lot, but still, why? If you have a license for 1 to 3 computers, why would you pay so much money? I don't really get it. 90 days money back guarantee, 24/7 service, transactions protected, rah rah rah. Okay, that's, well, I guess standard nowadays, I hope. And usually it will cost you around $80. We don't really need to buy it. I can just activate it later, register now. There we go. Okay. So I'll just make a little cut here because, well, privacy of my information. See you soon. And there we are back again. I'm happy that actually worked. So yes, the registration code they provided me did work. That's cool. Choose clean mode. Provide an all-around cleaning and optimization solution to clean junk files, private and sensitive data. Okay, so what can we do? We have quick clean to easily clean up various junk files, including cache, cookies, temp files, crash logs, etc. To be honest, I don't really need the space, so I just read out to you what it can do. In-depth cleanup junk files. It takes longer time, but free up more storage space. Well, yeah, kind of self-explaining as well. So it's an easy thing. You just, pick the tab, go to start now, and it will do its thing. But to be honest, we all know how iOS works in some situations. And for me personally, what I figured out within my last 3-4 years already using an iOS device is, unfortunately, cleaning out all those, well, not really junk files, but things like the cache and the cookies, most of the time actually slows down your applications or your program. It's the same with regularly cleaning out your app viewer, or like closing apps for good via the double tap on the home button, because that's how the RAM, the random access memory, works on an iOS device. It's so efficient. So what you do is you just put them all to sleep, apart from maybe a few exceptions like Facebook and that sort of thing. I talked about that in one of my battery saving tutorials as well. So as long as the application doesn't force you somehow to just run in the background constantly, it just gets put to sleep. So what you do by closing it for good is you sort of turn it down, and then whenever you open it up again, it reboots. It doesn't take much more time. It's like maybe a couple of minutes. Sorry. A few tenths of a second on one of the latest devices, so it's maybe 2/10 of a second for already being loaded in the background, and maybe it's half a second if you load it for the first time. Maybe if it's a game, it takes a second instead of half a second. But what it does is, because of the cache and the cookies, it works more smoothly if you keep switching between apps more frequently. So I personally don't, like I said, need the space, and I don't see much slowdown. Maybe on older iOS devices it does make sense, but I'm pretty sure for everyone who uses at least an iPhone 6 or newer, you should be fine within the next couple of years at least. So we go to the next one, which is backup and restore. Backup or restore data in a faster and more convenient way. Backup now. Well, that's like I said, what you do via iCloud as well. Nothing new here. Really interesting for me is the ads remove. I'm really interested what that can do, because it reads on their page that you can just do it one by one or just all in one, which is like, okay, it goes through all your apps that, for example, load ads because you're not buying the pro version, so within games or something like that, or maybe even the smallest things like speed test net and that sort of thing. So you have a lot of apps status, no ads. Oh, that's cool. So I'm not even using any ads. That's awkward, because I don't need to remove any ads. Sorry, to be honest, I didn't really check that. So like here, Row Mode Pro, yes, I bought the Pro version at some stage. Runtastic Pro, you can see it here on the little red thing in the corner. Yes, there would be a lot of ads in there. Actually, Road, no, that's just more features if you buy the not light edition. So the full version. Space Alert, no, actually, I'm sorry. So it's kind of obvious what it does. Disturbed by various ads in the different iOS apps, question mark, remove the ads with iPhone Care Pro to enjoy the apps freely. Really sorry, I can't really show you that in any case, but you all know what I'm talking about. You know, as you can see, I'm not a big iOS gamer, so only interesting thing you can do here for me now is you can just sort them for file size and see which app actually is the biggest. It's not really that big. Oh, here you have file size and app size, so it's not that big. It's just I stored all my recordings that I did with my Rode Lavalier mic in there as well. Twitter, obviously the same. WhatsApp, all your chat backups and that sort of thing. So make sure to clean those out at some stage as well. You can just do that within the app, or maybe that thing right here can do it for you. I don't know. So if you have any games, and I still don't really get what they want to do. It's like, okay, can we somehow maybe tell the app that you activated the Pro version, and by that you, like in, for example, TuneUp Radio, a lot of music apps or Spotify and that sort of thing, you can just disable the ads through this program right here. I don't know. I really didn't see that one coming. But now that I think about it, yes, I don't have any apps. I keep thinking, is there anything? Well, battery life, I thought there might be, but obviously not. Fallout Pip-Boy, no. Crystal. Actually, as you can see right here, I am using an ad blocker for Safari and that sort of thing already. Doesn't have anything to do with those ads that I meant here, but that works pretty smooth as well. But at the same time, at some stage, it really blocks certain web pages. So if you feel like, well, that used to work perfectly fine before, you have to unfortunately completely deactivate or make an exception rule for within the Crystal app to use that page that has mandatory cookies and that sort of thing, so you don't get access to certain videos and that sort of stuff. You have to deactivate the ad blocker completely to get back your usual experience, so to speak. So yeah, sorry, no ads to remove right here, and we have fix iOS stuck, and that's exactly what I was thinking about. So you can enter the recovery or DFU mode. I don't remember doing a tutorial for that. It's only a special sort of combination of keys. I think it has something to do with like the power button and the home button, holding them at the same time, and then rebooting the phone and letting go of one of the buttons at a specific time. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, because you're already connected to your iPhone via the USB cable, this thing right here will do it for you. Upgrading iOS device to a new version may make iOS devices stuck in recovery mode. Yes, that can happen, especially for some older models. We saw that using the public beta for like iOS 9.3, which, as far as I remember, crashed some iPads and that sort of thing. And the DFU mode is if you're, for example, want to downgrade to a prior iOS firmware or operating system. As we know, that also doesn't work as well anymore as it used to. For example, when you are downgrading to iOS 8, that just doesn't work at all. So I'm pretty sure you can go down to like 9.1 or 9.2, but they started that with iOS 7, which a lot of people really, really raged about. As soon as you installed iOS 7 or 8 or 9 right now, you can't go back to the previous version number. So that's, yeah, I get that it kind of sucks for some people. For me, it never was a big issue. Yes, I had some trouble using some of the public betas. So I never went back from like 9.3 to 9.2 just to do that tutorial I always do, or the beta review for you. But I do know a lot of people that had so many issues that they were like, no, I'm sorry, especially at iOS 8, I think, for example, WhatsApp just crashed totally, and everyone was like, no, I mean, it's March, I can't wait till fucking September to get the full version of iOS 8. So no, I have to go back somehow, and that's what you sometimes need that DFU mode for. So that was pretty much it. Right here we have a menu button that doesn't do anything. That's cool. So we just click back to home, and there we are back on my iPhone. That is the iPhone Care Pro demo version, because it's still the demo. Oh, okay, well, I don't know. I obviously already activated it. I don't know why it says demo, but by company Tenorshare, like I said, and review. I think it's quite a neat little program that does a lot of things for you that you would otherwise need iCloud or iTunes for. So yes, it is an all-in-one application. It's interesting looking at that iOS stuck thing, and it would be kind of cool to have your ads removed. So if you want to check that out, just give the what was it, 30-day trial. Hang on, I'll just go back. Free trial, I don't know how long, maybe 30 days, I guess. So give the free trial version a try and check out if the program is good for you. World's #1 software for iOS system care, also reviewed by CNET, top 10 reviews, rara, and obviously it got pretty good reviews. So yes, same for me. I won't use it much, I'm pretty sure about that, because like I said, I am one of the guys who, well, I don't trust iCloud, but I just use it. I'm not that, I don't see that big of a threat in using iCloud, because you could say I don't really care that much about private data. I mean, obviously I didn't show you any context of that sort of thing within this video. Yes, I know that happened before, but it's fine. And so if you want to do it the old school way and you don't want to use iCloud, definitely check out the application. And like I said, I totally get if you're not into iTunes. So if you want to go old school and think iTunes just sucks right now, let me say that I just read yesterday that Apple is planning on sort of redesigning Apple Music and hopefully iTunes with that as well within the next iOS 10 and maybe even OS X 11 or 10.12. We don't know the real name yet, but we'll see. That will take some time. It's meant to be released at the WWDC, so the Worldwide Developer Conference in June and or July. No, it's June, I think. So it's about a month away, and I hope we will definitely see us back then for a little real-time live commentary thing like I used to do them. That will be in German, because obviously everything happening on the screen in the live stream will be English already, so I don't need to comment on that. I let Tim and the others do their thing. Thanks for watching. Sorry the video got a bit long. I hope you're not too bored. Give a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I hope to see you next time here at Nerdy Tech. Jens signing out.